Once a week, first thing in the morning before I've had anything to eat or drink, I take my vitamin B12 supplement. If you're vegan or thinking of going plant-based, it is very important that you do your research about B12 and why it is essential that you take a supplement like this one. Once I've taken my supplement, I wait a little bit and then it is time to make my morning coffee, which is by far my favourite part of the day. I like to use the Harris espresso blend coffee and I add 2 or 3 heap scoops into my plunger and then I just let it sit so it gets really strong. And then I grab my oat milk. This one is the Oatly Barista blend and it is by far the creamiest and most dairy-like milk that I have come across in terms of plant-based milks. So I like to pour it into this little jug, pop it in the microwave, heat it up, and that way I can whisk it and make it really creamy and frothy. This little battery-powered whisk that I bought cost me, I think, about $11, and it is one of the best things I have ever bought in my life. It makes your milk go super frothy and creamy like you'd get at a cafe. Time for a little taste test. My morning coffee has definitely become probably one of my most favourite aspects of not going to work, in that it has become like my quarantine routine, and that I wake up early every morning, I make my cup of coffee, I come and I sit outside and it's cold and it's crisp and it's quiet and there's nobody else around, and I can just sit here and enjoy my little courtyard garden and my cup of coffee. And I suppose it just makes you appreciate the things that maybe you never had time to notice before. Because Lord knows on a 2 a.m. wake up for a 4 a.m. start, I never had time to sit down and drink a cup of coffee. It's one thing I'm definitely going to miss when I go back to work. I wasn't overly hungry this morning, hence why I went and did the Rob one first. Then I just buggered around for a bit, went and had a shower, but now that it's almost 11 o'clock, I am pretty hungry now. So I will show you what I make for breakfast almost every single day. So I've got myself some really nice sourdough bread here. I am just gonna pop it in the toaster, get that happening. So what I'm gonna have for breakfast this morning is that sourdough toast. I'm going to fry up some mushroom and some onion and have that on one piece, probably with hummus as the base, and of course some sriracha. And then on my other piece, I think I'm gonna do avo and tomato. This is pretty typical for what I make every single morning for breakfast. Sometimes I spray my fry pan and sometimes I don't. To be honest, today I can't be bothered. So I'm just gonna chuck my mushrooms and my onion in the fry pan. One thing I'm actually curious to know as I stand here watching my toast cook is there anybody else out there that is like me that likes their toast almost burnt? Like if it's not that really, really dark brown, I don't want it. Like that to me is a perfectly cooked piece of toast. Please tell me I'm not alone in this. Okay, my mushrooms are still cooking. So let's go ahead and do one of these up. Then I like to add the sriracha on top of the avo. Not too much because I don't feel like being in pain whilst eating my breakfast. Mush that around. And now my tomato. Also, one thing I just want to say, I don't know whether this is common knowledge or not, because somebody actually showed me, but I would hope if you're an adult, you know this trick by now. You know when you put tomato on something and then you take a bite and the whole piece of tomato comes out? Well, if you don't know, this is the trick to stop it from doing that. So once you've put your tomato on whatever it is you want to eat, then get a knife that's pretty sharp and go through and slice it, or like even just push on it like that. That way when you go to bite it, the whole piece of tomato doesn't come off the piece of toast. Okay, now I'm gonna put my hummus on my piece of toast that I'm gonna put my mushrooms on. And same thing again, more sriracha. Yum! There we have it. Actually, wait, no, there is another step, hold on. Now I'm gonna add my salt on top. Let's get a close up, you guys, because this is amazing. Look at that crunchy goodness. You can't even see that piece of toast. I put so many mushrooms on it. That crunch. There is nothing better than good crunchy toast.
Going psycho, I'm a bad like Michael. Can't really trust nobody with all this jewelry on you. My roof look like a no-show. Got diamonds by the bolo. Come with the Tony Homo for clowns and all the balls. Or I be going psycho, I'm a bad like Michael. Can't really trust nobody with all this jewelry on you. My roof look like a no-show. Got diamonds by the bolo. Don't act like you my friend when I'm rolling through my hands. So I be going psycho, I'm a bad like Michael. Can't really trust nobody with all this jewelry on you. My roof look like a no-show. Got diamonds by the bolo. Don't act like you my friend when I'm rolling through my hands. Uncle Chevy is a drop top, boonin' with a dot dot. She gon' give me top, just one stanky. Gang so stanky. If she see the whip, promise I can take your bitch.
So seeing as it's already starting to get a little bit late and I don't want to wreck my appetite for my dinner, I am just going to have a little salad that I've put together with some leftover beans and salsa mix and an apple, just to tie me over until dinner time. So that's my easy little post-workout snack. It's officially wine o'clock. Cheers! Okay, so for dinner, I'm going to show you how I make my Vietnamese rainbow rice paper rolls. So for these, you're going to need some tofu. This is a pre-marinated one that I buy from Woolworths. It's a satay tofu. It is really easy to marinate your own tofu though if you don't want to buy a pre-made one. Then you're going to need whatever veggies that you want. So for mine, I like to put in this purple pickled onion that I've made, some vegan kimchi, sliced cucumber, coriander, carrot, avocado, and then yellow and red capsicum. I'm also going to show you how I make a peanut sort of satay sweet chili dipping sauce. For that, you're going to need fresh lime, some sweet chili sauce, peanut butter, sesame oil, soy sauce, and ginger. If you don't want to make your own sauce though, one thing that you can buy that is very similar in taste is this crispy noodle salad dressing. You are also going to want these rice paper wraps. And then as a little added extra in my rolls, I like to put some toasted sesame seeds because it adds a nice little crunch into the rolls. Now what you'll need to make these is a dish with warm water, a plate that you're going to roll your wraps on, and then a plate to put them on. It is important that you have each of those 3 plates ready to go before you start.
Can we just talk? Can we just talk? Talk about where we're going. get lost. Filling me up thoughts, can't get what we were without knowing. I've never felt like this before. I apologize if I'm moving.
So that is a look at what I eat in a day as a vegan. I've now just got my cup of lemon tea with stevia. I'm curled up in bed. I've got my puppy. And I'm gonna call it a night. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I hope maybe it's given you some inspiration and some plant-based meals that you can incorporate into your day. And I will see you in my next video, guys. Good night.
Can we just talk about